up, bitches? It is Memorial Day weekend. We finished a lot of the flowers and everything else like that. I'll make a video about that whole thing. These last couple of weeks have been a fucking madhouse. As far as getting everything all situated for the season and everything. And, you know, I think we did a damn good job. It's not what I'm here to talk about. I watched a video the other day. Another one of our part of the community, young man Johnny Norton up in Connecticut. His channel is Go Help Yourself. Does a nice job. Johnny has the heart of a warrior and the mouth of a priest. He's very subdued in how he speaks and everything else like that. A little bit more eloquent than myself. That's nothing. I don't give a shit about that. He did a video about basically determination, don't give up, you know, one of those, you know, yay, inspirational things.
So I don't want to do this shit all the time. You just got to tell that inner voice to shut the hell up and work out. There's a lot of days where I don't feel like doing it, and you'll have that voice telling you that it's not the day, it's not a good day to do it, but there's never a perfect day. You just got to get out there and force yourself to do it.
But, you know, I was thinking about the entire thing, and it reminded me of something I had seen some time ago. I had actually spoken to a doctor, and, you know, it's funny, it's one of those things when you first hear something or whatever, you don't really think about it. But then you start to see and hear these things a little bit more, because now you're aware of them. And Dr. Noam Harel mentioned something about determination, and he had mentioned a part of the brain called the anterior mid, what the fuck is it again? Anterior mid cingulate cortex, which is a region of the brain that is positioned right above the limbic system, which is more in control of emotion. And for quite some time, they thought that this part of the brain was also part of emotion, but what they have discovered is that it's actually more of, how do we want to say this? It's a bigger part of your determination. It's a big part of your willpower. It is a part that, one of the claims is that it's a seat of your will. But they're finding that it's also a seat of your will to survive. Is activated or left to its own devices, call what you may, call what you might, when you are faced with something you don't want to do. One of the biggest pieces of information, or like, I guess not really a piece of information, but a part of a lifestyle choice, is will and determination. It's discipline. It's exactly what I just mentioned. When you train and you really feel like training and you really enjoy it, it's not hard. That's not the problem. When you do things you don't want to do, now that on the other hand is a different story. Because if you can do things that you don't want to do, when you don't want to do them and you do them anyway, that's called discipline. discipline sucks. I do enjoy training, but I like training when I want to train. But training sucks, especially when you don't want to do it. But that's when you have to push yourself. As I said prior, Johnny Norton just, he mentioned the doing things you don't want to do and so on and so forth. And he left it to that, and it just sat in my head for about a day. And then the next couple days, I just started, I had spoken to Dr. Harrell. Well, he didn't speak to him, he emailed him. And he was just like, yeah, absolutely, or whatever. He sent me a link, and lo and behold, you can find it anywhere. But this link, and one of the things that I've found is, you know what? I won't talk to him. I won't talk about it. I'll leave it right now. There is I'll just show you this snippet with Andrew Huberman, the guy from Huberman Lab, and he's having an interview with David Goggins, who is the fucking guy about doing things you don't want to do. He's a sick beast. But I'll just, we'll go into this.
It's like a nightmare. This looks like this guy no, that's what it looks like. Hard work looks horrible. It's not motivating. It's not motivating at all. It ain't like Rocky round 14, he gets knocked down and he goes like this to Apollo Creed. It looks like a man being stuck in a fucking dungeon. And there's no fucking way out. But you have the fucking key. But you refuse to use it. And that's nothing motivating about that. So yes, no documentary on David Goggins.
The real life.
David
life. Goggins is the documentary. It's already being written. You're it.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna share a little neuroscience tidbit.
Love it.
But I think it's one that you'll appreciate. Most people don't know this, but there's a brain structure called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. As we pointed out before, that's a noun, it's a name, it doesn't mean anything. We could call it the Cookie Monster.
Right.
But what's interesting about this brain area is there are now a lot of data in humans, got some mouse study, showing that when people do something they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise per day or per week, or when people who are trying to diet and lose weight resist eating something.
Right.
When people do anything that and this is the important part, that they don't want to do.
Right.
It's not about adding more work, it's about adding more work that you don't want to do.
Yes.
This brain area gets bigger.
Yep.
Now here's what's especially interesting about this brain area to me. And by the way, I'm only learning this recently because it's new data, but there's a lot of it. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is smaller in obese people. It gets bigger when they diet. It's larger in athletes. It's especially large or grows larger in people that see themselves as challenged and overcome some challenge.
Right.
And in people that live a very long time, this area keeps its size. In many ways, scientists are starting to think of the anterior mid-cingulate cortex not just as one of the seats of willpower,
Right.
but perhaps actually the seat of the will to live.
See, now we're talking.
I left a couple links in the description box. Huberman Lab. Actually, this is a really. I mean, I'll leave you a couple links to Goggins working with interviewing with Huberman, and also there's another interview that he has with Joe Rogan. There's a couple different things. Give you some stuff on Johnny Norton. He's hanging tough. Guy's a beast. There's a lot of different guys out there that are actually dealing with the same thing. You got Norton, you got Eric Choi, you got Big Oleg over in Poland, you got Sharon Campbell, you got... Are UTIs a problem? Comfort Tea is a cure. All these people are warriors. All these people are being like, fuck all this noise, I'm not taking this, I'm not accepting this. What you do is up to you. How you go about running your life is up to you. I don't claim to be motivating. All I do is show what I do. I'm not sitting there telling you to freaking follow what I do. I'm not telling you follow what these guys do. All I know is quite simply this. What's happening, and if you check the description box below and you see a link pertaining to the mid-cingulate cortex, this is reality. You do what you don't want to do. According to scientists, if you believe the science, maybe you live longer. All I know is training and everything else has actually changed my life for the better. If it's perhaps maybe you can find yourself into getting involved in spinal cord injury research, that's another thing. That's up to you. But peace out, kids. Stick around, do your thing, talk to whomever it might be, whatever. No, nobody cares what you do. But I care what you don't do. Think about that.